Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of JCWA Unauthorized. This is the fifth episode, episode 5. I am, of course, Joseph Torres, and here I am with a very special guest. You guys know him as the leader of this devastating, monstrous force known as the Reaper Crew in the JCWA, Justin Cruz.
Hello, how you doing, everyone?
Now, me and Justin Cruz are here to talk about a lot of interesting topics, and I can't stress enough that this is very important for everybody in the JCWA, anybody that is interested in the JCWA, to listen and to check out and, see all the stuff that's going to be happening, because there's a lot of important information on what's coming up in the JCWA, a lot of things that I don't want you guys to be in the dark with. I want you guys to know everything going on. Honestly, all the episodes on Unauthorized you should be listening to, because in general, they give an interesting insight to the JCWA, kind of like a maybe like a behind the scenes kind of thing on, what goes into the stuff we do and everything happening behind the camera. The first thing I wanted to talk about is about JCWA Platinum Backyard Brawl. Yes, Backyard Brawl. Everybody knows, everybody is anticipating this, has been anticipating this for a while. Want to know exactly what's happening with it. For anyone that doesn't know the matches, it's pretty much an open challenge. It's a 3-on-3 elimination tornado match between Reaper Crew and Jonathan Ortiz, Deshaun Cullum, and Keyshawn Donaldson. And then, of course, we have an Iron Man match between the legend Aaron Benham, the All-Star Jalen Taylor, all happening, Backyard Brawl, and it should be out by Christmas Eve. So it'll be kind of like, I guess you could say, sort of like a Christmas present for all of you, for all of you guys to enjoy. Actually, Justin Cruz has already kind of seen bits and pieces of Backyard Brawl, and although he's not really going to spoil anything, what did you think about it?
I honestly, I loved it. It was great. It met its potential. It actually gave the meaning Brawl in Backyard Brawl. It was epic. I loved it.
Yeah, you guys honestly did a real good job. The main event, I mean, I can just toot its horn all day, but what better way than to do that than for you guys to wait for Christmas Eve and check out this shit for yourselves. Now, a big thing I wanted to talk about, something really important, because most of you, I'm sure, probably expect after Backyard Brawl for us to start up on Season 5. Now, kind of like a couple of us agreed that we want to kind of push that back. And the reason being is it's getting really cold out there, people, okay? And I doubt, like, most of you are going to want to, come down to the Bronx or, even if it's in Brooklyn or wherever it is and shoot out there in the freezing cold. You don't want to do it. I especially don't want to do it. I hate the cold. I hate winter and everything it stands for. I wish I can hibernate like a bear when winter comes around. I cannot, but I'm not trying to be out there doing that. But because of this, I actually have some big news, because I didn't want to kind of, leave you guys hanging. I know a good amount of you guys are brand new here. Maybe you've done one match, maybe none at all, maybe two, doesn't have any real accomplishments yet, hasn't really, gotten any big opportunities yet, and you might be like, oh damn, I was looking forward to Season 5 and, whatever big event we're doing next and being able to wrestle again. Well, I have a special surprise for you guys. Now, most of you, if not all of you, I'm sure already knows about the Best of Wednesday Night Brawl, where, we pretty much recap and we showcase, the best matches of Wednesday Night Brawl when we were doing it at the time, which was late 2013, early 2014. It was pretty much like our Raw, whatever the case, kind of random matches would happen and things like that. And it was pretty cool, but I'm giving you guys another reason to be excited for it. Not only will it be a trip down memory lane, but we are actually at the end of that video, the best of Wednesday Night Brawl video, we're going to have a special match. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys much about this match. I want you guys to find out when a special teaser trailer will come up in the near future. All I'm going to say is it's going to be an interesting match. And it's going to be something that it's gonna be important depending on who you are and what you want, what you seek, what you're interested in. The kind of person you are is gonna decide how important you're gonna see this match as and how big of an opportunity you're gonna see it as. Other than that, I'm not gonna tell you guys anything. I didn't tell Justin Cruz anything, and I'm sure he's like, what the hell, man? Come on, you can tell me, whisper it, man. But I want everybody to be surprised as to what it is until it happens. I guarantee you guys, you're not gonna guess it. No, it is not gonna be a Rumble match. It's not gonna be anything like that. But it's gonna be something kind of cool to sort of, keep people, active, keep JCWA active, doing a match since we're waiting so long until maybe late February, early March, maybe even later than that to start on Season 5. Aside from the Best of Wednesday Night Brawl, I have another project in mind for the future. This is going to be a big deal, guys, a big project. I'm going to say nothing about it at all. Barely anybody knows about it except for one or two people. But all I'm going to say, guys, is this is going to be a big deal. In the JCWA, this is going to be something special. This is going to be something to be hyped for. This is going to be something to be excited about. From there, then we'll start discussing Season 5.
Season 5, Season 5 is something to look forward to. I can't wait. Like we just finished Season 4. We're just waiting for Backyard Brawl to upload and everyone else to enjoy it at home. Season 5, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure everyone else who's part of JCWA is. And you guys got something coming. Trust me.
Yeah. Secret project. All I'm gonna say. Now, switching topics. There's one topic specifically that I really want to go over because even though I feel it's something simple, I feel it's also something important as well. Now, we've had a lot of people come into the JCWA. We've had a decent to a small amount of those people really utilize this, really make an impact, really make a name for themselves, really stamp their foot into the cement that is JCWA history. And there's ways to go about doing that because I know a lot of new people coming up. You guys may want to know, how do I get successful in the JCWA? How do I get more wins in the JCWA? How do I get more opportunities in the JCWA? There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of ways, I should say. Number one, contributing. Contributing to what's going on, contributing to a prop, contributing to whatever's needed. Another thing would be recruiting. Bringing people in, bringing viewers in, a high attendance, the right attitude, being flexible, understanding that not everything is going to go your way and you're not going to be with your hand raised high in the air. Because one thing I just want to stress, and, there's a couple of people that are guilty of doing this, but this is just really a message so people don't continue this. Never ever ask me to let you win a match.
Yeah.
Please. And you guys know I'm not going to put anybody on the spot because that is not what JCWA Unauthorized is about. And, on one hand, I understand the excitement. I understand you want to do good here. I understand you want to succeed here. You want to look good in the video and look like a winner and a champion and a this and that. But the big way is not to ask, because you asking me to give you a win is a surefire way of guaranteeing you won't get that win. Because if you have to ask, you're not ready for it. You have to earn it. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but it's like you have to prove it with what you show, what you bring to the table. Those things I mentioned earlier, recruiting, bringing viewers, showing up, doing, following direction well, having the right attitude, getting a location for us, sharing and promoting, the JCWA videos, the events, things like that. Those are the things that if I notice it and I like what I see and you're doing your job and you're putting in your work and you've done more than just 1 or 2 or 3 matches and you've been here longer than just a mere couple of months, once that happens, you never know if it makes sense with the storyline, if it makes sense with what I want to do, and if it's most importantly, what I feel you deserve in the JCWA, then why not? Because you may be saying things from your point, but for me, I have a whole roster to deal with. A good amount of people here deserves opportunities, deserves, a quote unquote push, deserves to get boosted up to the next level. And truthfully, not everybody can win every match, because if that was the case, if anyone could just come up to me and go, "Hey Joe, can I pretty please win my match in a few months?" And I just go, "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead and win." Like, who's to stop your opponent? Who's to stop everybody from doing that? Then nobody would ever lose, and then you can't have winners if you don't have losers.
That's right.
So it's not to say you're a bad person for asking for wins. It's not to say, I'm gonna treat you bad now. No. I'm saying this to basically stop you from continuing to ask for anything, because you will not get anything by asking. You will get it by earning, putting in that work, hard work, dedication, showing up, doing, what's being asked of you, and not complaining if it's not going the way you feel it should go, because it is not your JCWA. You know what I mean? So you have to step in my shoes and see it in the ways like, what can I bring? Why should I deserve a win? Like, really ask yourselves. Like, put yourself in my... Why do I deserve this victory? Because my character said he's going to win? That's bullshit, because everyone's characters say that. That's the point of wrestling. Everybody, characters just... the characters are supposed to have confidence. That doesn't mean that just because your character says, "I'm going to win at the next event," that you should automatically win at the next event. Doesn't work like that. You got to put in your work. You have to do better than the person that you're facing if you're going to beat them. That means showing up more, doing your shit, and just being about your shit. Now, Justin Cruz, somebody that thankfully has never asked for a handout, how do you honestly feel about the ways of being successful in the JCWA? Do you see something that maybe I didn't mention that you may want to add onto how people can succeed here?
Well, everything you said, it sticks right onto course. It gives everyone a gist of what you're supposed to do here. It's not really that hard either. You come in here with this positive attitude. You don't come asking for anything. You don't go into a job and you ask for your money, your paycheck right away.
Yeah.
It's just like that. It's something where you have to actually bust your ass. You have to earn it. You have to show up.
Yeah.
You have to be around. You have to, even if it means taking an L for a year, a consecutive year. Like, there's always a special spot for you along the way. It's gonna come no matter what it is. Like, don't be such a Debbie Downer. Like, you have to show JCWA that there is no room for selfishness. Like, you have to be okay with not getting something right away, because like, if you, in a wrestling world, I'm not going to mention any other big companies or whatnot, a lot of them, they don't ask for wins or L's. Like, it's just handed to them, and they accept it, because they're still putting on a performance for everyone to watch, and they still take it, because as long as you can rock the show, if you can do a good promo, like, if you can do any of that, it's all good. Like, to be successful, you just have to just give what you're just take what you're given. Like, it's really not that hard. Like, along the lines, like, I give you an example, like Reaper Crew got this big push right away, and I honestly didn't expect it. And it's something that we didn't ask for. It was just given to us. It was the time and place. It was a right opportunity, and we started off really early with a big push, but we're all grateful for it. And each of us, we work hard to maintain that spot now.
Yeah.
Like, we do what we can not to lose it.
They hold on to that shit.
Yeah.
But like he's pretty much saying, and it really comes down to, you need to show us that you're stable, that you're not going to disappear and then come back and then disappear and come back. And it also has to be your time. And sometimes most of the time, you won't even know what your time is going to be. We will know. I will know when it's your time, but just when it's the right moment. There was one thing I wanted to bring up with that as well. Actually, when Reaper Crew first started off, I was a little, should I give these guys, because we were building them off from the get-go to kind of be this force, because, as some of you know, we were already trying to do like a team sort of thing like that. And, it was something slightly different, but it ended up becoming Reaper Crew. But because of Joshua Lee, and actually the fact that he was here for a bit and he was putting in work and he was committing himself and showing that he wanted to be here, and he didn't ask for handouts. He never came up to me and wanted me to have him beat who and eliminate who and get this and do that. Like, no, he was patient, and he was, in his mind, I mean, I can't say for sure, but I feel that in his mind he was kind of saying, you know what, if I continue to prove myself, show what I got to offer in the JCWA, and do what is asked of me, they're going to see what I have to offer, and eventually I'm going to get something. I'm going to get an opportunity, and when I do, I'm going to take that opportunity and run with it. His opportunity happened to be Reaper Crew, because Justin Cruz came in, James Van came in, and I still wasn't 100% sure that you guys would be long term, but I knew, Justin Cruz, that you were going to last. And the reason I say that is because of attitude. Attitude is very important. Honestly, the most important thing is not winning, it's performance, and move variety and things like that. But as well with that is the right attitude. The attitude of, like, yes, I want to do this. Like, this isn't just, I'm bored sometimes. I'm bored on Sundays. So, cool, let me go roll around in a hallway or whatever in the backyard and beat somebody up. Like, no, I can tell that you really want, just by, like, the way you talked about how interested you were, how you said you saw the last footage and all this stuff. And it reminds me a lot of Joshua Lee, because that was the same thing with him. I heard that he was very interested beforehand too. I didn't know too much about James Van, but because of you guys, mainly Joshua Lee, I was like, you know what? Let's give James Van the rub too. Let's soar, because, if someone's going to join a group, they're going to obviously soar when the group soars. And so far, you three have been doing a good job. What you think?
Yeah, the three of us, yeah, we the unstoppable force. Like, I can't ask for better partners than that. Like, we work it, especially with the people we work with. It all forms and it all molds into this sculpture that you just have to look at. That's how it is to me, at least.
Yeah, and a big reason Reaper Crew is succeeding is not because of the idea of the group or what the group represents, but the people in the group. If these guys were not putting in the work they're putting, Reaper Crew wouldn't be having the spots they have. So for any new people, think about that and really go, I want to get to that spot. I need to do what they're doing. I need to do what Deshaun Cullum is doing. I need to do, what the guys that are getting those opportunities, what are they offering that I'm not? Why are they getting what I'm? And really ask yourself that, and I guarantee you will be much more successful in the JCWA, because it's really about your mindset, how you come across these things, and how long you're going to last. So the next topic I wanted to talk about is dream matches. I think this is always a fun topic to talk about because it's speculation. It's things that are not necessarily going to happen, but it's the what ifs. Like, man, if this happened, like, picture it. Like how would that go? How would that go down? And I guess how we'll do it is we'll go back and forth. I'll mention one, you mention one,
Okay.
and we'll go back and forth about 3 or 4 times and get all the juicy ones, all the good ones out there. Now, for me, a dream match, which is funny to say because there was a couple opportunities where this could have actually happened, but it just never did. Like, the storyline never aligned it that way. I always wanted to see Christian Pagan versus Damian Jenkins. The big reason for that is they're similar in a lot of ways. They both, came into Jet Central Films more or less around the same time, way back in the day. Like, man, I don't even know, this is 2003, 2004, something like that, maybe even a little earlier. Not as long as Aaron Benam, but for them two, they both came in around the same time. They're both icons here. And, they were both in the elite, which is why they didn't feud. But I always thought that it would be cool to see these guys that are so similar. So similar that they were brothers in my first feature film, Murder Avenue. That's how similar they are. We never got to really see them, like, go head to head. And, like, I feel that was a wasted opportunity. What about you?
Yes. Oh. This is a funny one. I had I watched the feud last for just a little bit, I wanted to see Frank versus Chris. And
Taveras.
yes, I really wanted to see that, and not everyone would agree with me, but you know what? I enjoyed watching it because I did not only because I found it funny, but because I wanted to see the conclusion to that.
Yeah.
I really deeply wanted to see what could have happened with that whole story, with Brian Sosa being in the picture, and then one saying I'm superior than the other. Like it's just I enjoyed it. Like it's and I genuinely wrestling stories that I watch, it has to have spark in it, and for some reason it just had a little spark that I laugh at, but it's just I wanted to see it. Honestly, wanted to see that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't know how many people will agree, but to be fair, I wouldn't mind seeing it either because they did kind of build that up, and it was this whole thing where, Frank Provenzano was the new Sosa guy, and Christopher Taveras felt some type of way, so it was like, bam, instant feud, and it pretty much, I guess, sort of ended at Platinum Rumble, but yeah, they never really got their one-on-one match to really go at it. One match I want to mention, and this is actually a match you mentioned, and I'm really bringing it up because I'm having a hard time thinking of other ones right now. Reaper Crew versus the Elite.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
This is my thing. As awesome as that would be, I feel in order for that to legitimately be a dream match, you guys have to have a female on your side, man. Just for someone for America to throw down with. And mind you, she doesn't mind fighting guys, but I don't like to put like a solo girl in a situation like that. So if you guys have a female to beat her ass and you guys challenge, like, I mean, who knows, guys? That might be some blockbuster shit, some showdown shit. You know what I'm saying? You never know at this point.
Yeah, the people in the Elite, they were up there. Like I watched the matches that was put together with the Elites, with you, and like I enjoyed every single one of them. And I look back at the last 3 matches Reaper Cruz had, and I can only imagine, like, if you put us against them, that's a question, like, yo, how's that gonna end?
That's
like,
true.
How does this start? Like, how do you start this?
Like, 2 dominating heel angry forces that pretty much both teams had the same kind of goals in taking anybody out, doing whatever they want, not listening to rules, and not allowing rules to apply to them. So honestly, when it comes to the 2 most dominating groups in JCWA history, I mean, come on, guys. You guys are going to want to see that. But speculation at this point,
yes,
right?
Of course.
Do you got another one?
Yeah, I do, actually. I want to see Jonathan Ortiz face Aaron Bernal.
I
want to see it.
Thinking of that.
I do.
Only because the interesting thing is that's one of the few mix-ups that never really happened with people that have been here for years. Ortiz was here since the beginning of JCWA, just like Aaron, of course. And, they've kind of like sort of interacted here and there, but they never really interacted. Like, It was never really a rivalry, a one-on-one match. I kind of agree with you only because that's one of the few matchups that never really happened, and it makes you wonder, like, how would something like that go? The future icon, veteran all-star in the JCWA, Jonathan Ortiz, going up against the legend, Aaron Bernal.
Yeah, man, I gotta give it to the both of them. You got this Aaron who he's mysterious, and everybody, so as far as I know, want to have a match with him.
Yeah.
And then you have John. I'm gonna praise him,
even though not everyone deserves it.
Yeah, everyone with John. The thing with John here, I've worked with him for the better part of a year now, and he's easily one of the most best people to work with.
He has heart, right?
He has so much heart and charisma, and you can navigate around the arena with him. It's easy. So it's something when I've watched matches with Aaron and knowing what I can do with John and what he can do, I can easily see one of instant classic with the both.
That's true. So you know what? Maybe I'll throw one out there too, because the Good versus Evil gauntlet didn't really count. Jonathan Ortiz versus Justin Cruz. I wonder, scratch his chin. Will that ever happen? You just have to continue to tune in to find out. Do you have another one?
Do I have it? Oh, tag team.
Okay.
Tag team. Oh, I would love as weird as it sounds, I would love to see Brandon Cox and yourself
Hmm.
face off against Brian Sosa and Chris Pagan.
Now, if only we can get that to happen, guys. I mean, who knows?
That I think it can work.
Yeah.
It can formulate something, Like I watched you guys in the Good versus Evil, and like it caught everyone by surprise with the return of Sosa, and then like I saw I never knew he was able to wrestle.
Yeah, he actually.
And then I saw it, and then I was
down.
I was like, if that's what he's able to give, I gotta see them. Like you can instantly just want to see a 1-on-1, but like since the people who are involved, it has to be something like tag. Yeah, and it'll be good.
I like that. Another thing I like, and this is because Deshaun Cullum actually told me this. He sees his dream opponent as Jalen Taylor. Deshaun Cullum versus Jalen Taylor. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah. You got these two charismatic people, who
and they pull off some interesting moves, a little flippy shit sometimes.
They both. Yeah, I can see it being a nice back and forth.
Yeah,
I can see that.
That one could definitely be good. Some of the matches with the new guys, I think, would be interesting to see, but that could be like a whole variety of things. What else? Let's see.
Well, the thing with the new guys, I mean, and yeah, they may have started a little late in this year when we started season 4 and whatnot, but there's always room for growth.
That's true.
I guess when the time comes, it's all about opportunity. When the time comes, you get to fully see what they have and what they can give, and then when you see them face off against each other, that's when you're able to actually put your dream match together and be like, I need to see this against this.
That's true. You're right, because we don't really know.
Yeah,
too much yet.
With Khalil, like you don't know what he's able to give. Like, yeah, he may have lasted like 2 minutes or so. You only see him actually. You only see him for 2 minutes, and then you only see Montalvo and then Elliott and then Gio. Yeah, you only see them for just a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Eventually, when you see more, you're able to pinpoint what's good. What you can see.
That's a really good point, because that's actually something I didn't even mention that also really helps me decide who should get what sometimes, where storylines will go, what chemistry will be. The more I see of you, the more I see of your matches, of your skills, of whatever. The more we see of your character, the better we are to judge who you are, what you're going to do here, how long you're going to last here. Are you going to be a put up or shut up type of person? Are you going to walk the walk instead of just talking the talk? That's something interesting too, because I don't like to throw my gamble on somebody and then I give them this, big opportunity and then they squander it. But yeah, I guess in terms of that, I mean, is there a dream open challenge opponent you'd see for Xavier Rodriguez?
Xavier, wow. I would love to see him go 1-on-1 with Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Donaldson. Interesting. Yeah. Why?
There was no one really pays mind to this. There was once where they were in a tag team match together as partners.
First Wednesday Night Brawl.
Yes, they were a tag team at some point, and I saw, and since they're both on the opposing teams of where they are now, it's like I know how Keyshawn works too, and Xavier, he's great on the mic, he's great in the ring. Like, I would want to see them clash with each other just because it's something that you wouldn't really think of. It's not something you'd think of right off the blue if you actually decide to go back and look at that match, that tag match.
And you're right, because Xavier betrayed Keyshawn Donaldson in that match, so Keyshawn might want revenge. Another match that I would think would be interesting someday is Justin Cruz versus Aaron Benham. Someday.
That's a match that I actually said I want to have that. It
seems like it would just work, guys. We do these things, and I don't even know where the storylines and everything is going to go. So, it's interesting speculation, because these are some matches that would actually be pretty interesting matches. So now the final topic that we wanted to discuss and talk about was actually kind of a retrospective of JCWA in the year 2017. Where as of this recording, it's the 20th of December. Yeah, so we're getting pretty close to the holidays, and I want to take this time to kind of like do an evaluation of everything that went down this year. Now, the first big thing I want to talk about is when it comes to a group probably one of the best like groups that we've had in a while, because just about everybody is putting in work, contributing to something, recruiting, bringing in viewers, and all the important stuff that is really going to benefit and help the JCWA. I feel a lot of you guys, honestly, you guys are, I said this before, you guys are keeping the JCWA afloat more than I am. Because if it wasn't for the group, I wouldn't be bothering with this shit, So thank you guys. It's you guys that are the reasons this is still continuing. And we had a lot of really interesting, cool things this year. For starters, the Platinum Rumble to start things off.
Yes.
The Reaper Crew's debut, where actually Justin Cruz said it was his favorite match out of all the matches in JCWA history, or just matches you were in?
Well, I'm not gonna put favoritism on it just because it was my first match. But I genuinely loved the Platinum Rumble. And, I feel, since it was part of Season 3, it was the timing of a new beginning. It was the rebirth of the JCWA into, how my partner said, into the Dark Ages. Something like that. Yeah, if you look at the timeline for 2017 with JCWA, a lot of shit has happened this year. A lot of stuff.
Dude, and we've had the Platinum Rumble. We've had Hallway Havoc. We've had the Good versus Evil Gauntlet. We've had Backyard Brawl, which is coming soon. We've had Season 3. The Season 3, probably a little bit of that happened this year, right? Because that was mostly in 2016. And then Season 4, arguably the best season all this year. And it's not just the events, but the rivalries that were happening through it. I mean, with Reaper Crew and Jonathan Ortiz, even though Deshaun Cullum and Keyshawn Donaldson are part of that rivalry too, the meat of it is Ortiz's conquest to not only prove that he is a credible veteran, but to not let the Reaper Crew do whatever they want, and cause the havoc that they want to cause. And while you have on the other side Reaper Crew figuring, let's take out this veteran. This guy has seniority here. This guy is an all-star. This guy needs to be a no-star. He needs to be stopped. He needs to be taken out and destroyed. And then Deshaun Cullum and Keyshawn Donaldson add such an interesting element to it, because they kind of form this unofficial temporary team to really try to oppose the Reaper Crew. And that's been going on, throughout the year as well. Another rivalry that, I find to be one of my favorite ones, at least in modern years, is the rivalry Aaron Benham and Jalen Taylor's had.
Yes.
And the crazy thing about this that some of you probably don't know about, so I'm going to fill you guys in. These guys have been interacting since way back in 2013. They interacted briefly at JCWA Showdown through 2013. And the first Wednesday Night Brawl, they fought in a one-on-one, and one of the later, I believe it was the last Wednesday Night Brawl right before Genocide. It was them two with Brandon Cox in a triple threat. Jalen Taylor and Aaron Benham fought at Genocide 2014 in Aaron Benham's Gauntlet match. They interacted and pretty much fought at Basement Rumble 2014. And then fast forward to now, after, this doesn't count random beatings. This doesn't count, small hits and interactions, because that's happened throughout as well. And then we get to 2017, these guys interact at Hallway Havoc in their three-way match with Brandon Cox. These guys interact in the Good versus Evil Gauntlet, and of course, they interact for their Iron Man match at Backyard Brawl. So these guys have a ton of history from the point where Jalen was just another rookie to now where he's even at the level of somebody like Aaron Benham. And why? Because of progress, because of all the shit he showed to us and how he basically made it seem like you guys can trust the ball with me. I'm not going to drop it. I'm not going to stumble. I'm going to take that ball. I'm going to run as far as I can. And that's what's made his rivalry with Aaron Benham so interesting. And the whole thing about respect, Jalen doesn't respect him. And Aaron Benham being salty about losing to Jalen Taylor, wants to put a stop to it. all that culminating at Backyard Brawl in that Iron Man match. You guys have to see that match. Other than that, Xavier Rodriguez's open challenge cycle has been an interesting storyline as well. It brings the unpredictability factor. And Xavier, the reason I gave him a storyline like this is because I trust that he can do it well. I trust in his abilities, not just as a wrestler, because like anybody can just wrestle, but like as a performer, speaking, you know what I'm saying, the total package kind of thing. I'm starting to see more and more with Xavier as he gets more comfortable on camera, more comfortable with whatever we need him to say, and just doing everything he needs to do. So, it's interesting seeing who's he going to face next. Is it going to be a veteran? Is it going to be who's it going to be? And then finally, the beef that's been going on, kind of between Brendan Cox and Christian Pagan, myself and Brian Sosa, the whole, 2-on-2 beef, which I guess led to your dream match, that, who knows, might turn into something. You just got to stay tuned to find out. But and aside from the feuds, the match quality itself has gotten better. Everybody brings their A game. You can really tell that people are busting their asses here to steal the show, to bring out a good performance. That's a big thing Jonathan Ortiz always says. He wants to steal the show. He wants to steal the show. And I think this year, more than any other time, he's doing that more now than he would in the past. And he's having, better, more interesting matches with an interesting rivalry with the Reaper Crew. Season 4 was cool. So everything, there was just a lot of just chaos and shit going down. Reaper Crew just knocking people down, me being the douchebag of a general manager, along with Brandon Cox, the open challenges with Xavier Rodriguez, all of these new guys with all of their potential, Khalil Baxter, Nicholas Soltero, Joseph Montalvo, Elliot De Leguas III, Giovanni Andujar, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, even though, like you said pretty much that we don't know exactly what to expect, we're excited for what can possibly happen, especially with you guys, because you never know. You guys, one of you guys, a couple of you guys could be in a much higher position in the JCWA heading into the future, or involved in a storyline, or getting an opportunity that you didn't even expect yourself to get or have. And that's the fun thing about JCWA too. You never know what to expect, and always expect the unexpected. Like, I could set up a match, you might think, oh, this person got it in the bag. Nope. Sometimes I may just snap my fingers and be like, nah, let's make that person win it, and just get everybody shocked. And that's the shock value that I want to constantly give to the viewers that I hope you guys are getting us. But Justin Cruz, how do you feel as a retrospective, and maybe adding anything I probably forgot because this has been a long year, on 2013 and what JCWA accomplished this year? Oh, 2017. I think I said 2013. I'm thinking of the glory first year of JCWA.
Yeah, just hands down, 2017 was the year of JCWA. JCWA, yeah. The people we have, all of them are great. We stood on top of our game, hands down. We made sure shit happened, and 2018 is the year to expect.
Oh man,
you guys have no idea. If you guys thought 2017 was great, 2018 is gonna knock it out.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna knock it out of the way. I promise you that, because of the people you have working on it. Hands down. Don't worry about it. And
not only that, but the ideas we have, the events we have planned. I want to just reveal all of it, but I'm not. I'm keeping my mouth shut. It would be a waste. But and going back to the group that we've had, everybody did a really good job. Reaper Crew exceeded expectations. Deshaun Cullum is showing how committed he is. It's good to actually see Keyshawn Donison consistent, and actually kind of sticking around and doing the stuff. Jonathan Ortiz is always, a pleasure of working with and having involved in the stuff, because his passion goes through the roof. He's a big reason most of these guys are even in the JCWA. That's why JCWA is still going on right now, because that's how important recruits are. Ortiz is doing that. And then even people like Aaron Bernal still showing he has it, still showing he hasn't lost a step. Jalen Taylor still showing he has it. Xavier Rodriguez continuing to improve day by day. He just continues to get better without stopping. Even the new guys, and everybody is going to get what they deserve eventually if you do what you got to do. If you don't want to be committed, if you can't show up that often, you can still be involved, but do not expect the better opportunities. You get from the JCWA what you put into the JCWA. So, I mean, I guess that's about it for me. Is there any kind of like final words or anything you want to say?
Yeah. Everyone who's part of the JCWA, just you stay on top of your game. Share, expand, help us expand, help us make us bigger than what we are now, and put your efforts in, because this means a lot to everyone.
Yeah.
It certainly means a lot to me. And let's just keep going.
But overall, just pay attention, follow what's being asked of you, and that's it. It'll be a smooth ride. Mostly going to the new people out there. So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this 5th episode of JCWA Unauthorized. I am Joseph Torres.
Justin Cruz.
We'll catch you next time.